Okay, guys, so yeah, we'll be back for game two here. I do only have 12 minutes on my clock, which is minorly problematic. It's not a huge deal, but in the extort mirrors that can go kind of long, it could be a problem. So I am going to probably have to give a little bit less commentary and just focus on some F6s here. Which should be fine. Hopefully, I can explain my decision making later on as opposed to during the game, as we're going to have to make sure we conserve our time here. This hand's pretty good. Even if he has his own Tithe Drinker, I have kind of the answer to it. Yeah, he has a card significantly worse than Tithe Drinker, which is completely fine. So play Tithe Drinker, F6. I guess Merciless Eviction is something we need to worry about from his deck. Sure. Snare Squad, you got it, man. I think what we actually want to do here is Injunction the Snare Squad with Extort. That'll allow us to get in for 2 life, prevent a little bit of damage, and just set us up for a nice next turn, which is probably going to be Volatile Rig plus something. All right. So if he has the Wrath, we're not too scared at this point because he's going to lose more guys than we will. Ooh, we have an Obsidian's Aid too. That's kind of sick. All right, let's go ahead and play this Volatile Rig. We actually have the combo, Volatile Rig. The combo, Pilfered Plans plus Obsidian's Aid. Doesn't get much better than that. Okay, I'm assuming he Snare Squads targeting the Volatile Rig. Nope. Didn't even do it. Alright, well, I guess he's relying on the whole blow up the world plan here. Well, we'll see what happens. Ooh, turn and burn. That's pretty good. Playing the land doesn't really do anything. So let's go ahead and attack. See if he has anything interesting. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. So we just attack with our rig. Don't even have to click it, so it helps with our lag problem. Uh, one of the only benefits. Let's see what he does. Okay, he just throws the Snare Squad in front of it. So a couple different options here. For Volatile Rig to go off, it needs to be dealt damage. So I could actually turn his Snare Squad here, which would be pretty annoying. But since I have an Obsidian's Aid in my hand, if I lose all my stuff to the rig, I don't even really care that much, and I can just simply save the turn for later. So let's just roll with this for now. See what happens. Okay, let's see if we are sacrificing our guy or not. Choose tails every time. Oh, or we keep our guy. Sick. Works out even better. Go to our second main. Pilfered Plans target ourselves because of the aforementioned Obsidian's Aid. Gain a life, you lose a life. Do we get any good targets? We got a Vixcopa Confessor and an Azorius Arrestor. So actually not bad targets at all for Obsidian's Aid. Although I have a feeling we're going to eventually go and get Volatile Rig back, because it seems to be a card he has a lot of trouble with. Outside of his Merciless Eviction, I'm not really sure how he deals with that guy. It seems like it's going to be tough for him to find a way to deal with Volatile Rig over the course of a long game. And, this Confessor, aiding for Confessor is actually not the worst either, because if he is sandbagging something like the Merciless Eviction, we can just nab it with the Confessor and just keep beating in with this Volatile Rig. One of the things that's really strong about Volatile Rig in general is that it puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. I mean, he's in a position here where he has to decide whether or not he wants to block this rig every turn or not. And it appears that his choice is that he wants to try it. What's my best play here? I think my best player is simply just to attack. I can actually attack with both if I really wanted to, but I don't think I necessarily want to trade away Tithe Drinker with Dagger Drone Imp. In fact, I think I'd rather not do that, so I'll just go ahead and attack with the rig again, see if he double blocks. If he double blocks... Okay, so he's double blocking. So I think what I want to do here is actually just turn. We can turn the sentry. so that the imp, so we can turn the sentry, so that way he's going to take 3 trample. We're going to deal with 1 with extort, and then if we win the flip, we're in great shape. We still have an Obsidian's Aid to bring that guy back. So I think we're going to go like this. Go ahead and turn it. We still have an Executioner swing in our hand as well, so that kind of plays a little bit into this play. The fact that we actually have another, trick or another removal spell plus the Obsidian's Aid. But I think, okay, he's Orzhov Charming in response, and we're just going to dispel that. Let's go ahead and dispel that. Even though we have the aid, obviously, which is helpful, I think we want to clear away both of his creatures, extort twice, and put him in a position now where if the rig survives, he's just way behind, and if the rig dies, we can bring it back with the aid. We have an Executioner swing still, so let's go ahead and deal him a bunch of damage. See what happens with the flip. Choose tails. Oh, look at how we keep winning these flips. I guess it's Moto getting you back for for lagging, right? It takes all the lag, but then you win all the flips. Okay. He's on nothing, which is kind of nice. Ooh, Mental Vapors. Now we are really talking. Okay. We're going to make him discard. I think we're going to put it on Volatile Rig. Just because it has trample, so it can get through, and the Tithe Drinking being less likely to get through. Here, hopefully, you guys will be able to see the power of this Mental Vapors. Yeah, we'll go ahead and Cipher onto the rig. So we get to attack him, and now he's going to have to discard his whole hand. We're going to extort off of every copy. Target him, extort him. He goes to 8. He's going to discard, see if we get anything good. Just another land. Okay, no, not totally unexpected that it would be all lands. And now he's pretty much in a position where he's just dead. If he draws... Okay, Basilica's creature is definitely not going to get it done. Because, since our guy has trample, what can we do here? Actually, we have the win on board, right? Because we can Obsidian's Aid targeting Azorius Arrestor, detain that, and then extort off of the Obsidian's Aid as well as a copy of Mental Vapors. So we actually just kill him here. So we target the Arrestor. Of course, Magic Online not doing me any favors with the lag right now, but that's okay. So we target that extort. Detain his guy. Attack for 6. And extort off the copy of Mental Vapors. Alright, and we get to win the match. Good. Game 3 was going to be a little problematic with only 6 minutes on the clock due to the lagging in Game 1. But I'm happy to report that we are on our way to the finals. I know for some of you guys who are maybe less experienced with the format, or, haven't really seen that many of the different archetypes or some of these maybe more obscure cards like Mental Vapors at work, you may look at the deck that I have, which I see if I can pull it up here in between rounds. You may look at a deck like this and think that it's kind of like mediocre or not great, and frankly, I don't entirely disagree. Okay. So if we look at our deck, it doesn't look the most intimidating deck in the world, but all of our cards are pretty strong. Our rares are not overpowering, but they're pretty decent. In the Vinny of the 10th Volatile Rig, we have multiple ways of accruing card advantage with Pilfered Plans and Action Injunction and Last Thoughts. We have good tricks in Dispel, Orzhov Charm, Inaction Injunction, Deputy of Acquittals, and we have a decent amount of a few decent extorters. Like, our deck isn't great, but I think that a deck like this plays out a lot better than it looks on paper.